Chapter 3. The Kidnapped Princess. There is a foreign substance inside me? However, I don't feel anything else other than being sluggish. Liefeld. That is because the size is unusually small and doesn't cause discomfort. The spot is, in this area. Sirius. I pointed at the middle part of Princess Liefeld's upper arm. After I used scan, it didn't detect just any foreign substance, there was also foreign magical power at that spot. Did you suffer any injury in this spot recently? Sirius. There was that one time. I fell down from a horse a while ago, and I was wounded by a stone. Liefeld. Falling from a horse, what an aggressive princess. She said the wound was deep, but a scar unexpectedly couldn't be found. Did they recall that situation? Senia was looking at the spot where Princess Liefeld's scar should have been, while smiling bitterly. We were in a hurry at that time. We were panicking, because Liefeld Sama's blood was spurting out, so we called a nearby magician. Senia. I got flustered when I heard about it. I don't know how many times I need to say it, but please be careful, Anne Sama. Reese. Atilda, yeah, I'm sorry. However, I was saved, because Reese magic removed the scar. If I, as a princess had a scar, my appearance was going to be tainted in various ways. Liefeld. As one would expect of Reese. It's already at the same level as Sirius Sama. Amelia. As Amelia said, Princess Liefeld's skin was beautiful, and no one could have guessed that there was once a scar on her. Reese, your skill has improved, if you can heal a wound until the scar disappears. This is evidence of you utilizing what you have learned. Sirius. These sort of things, are all thanks to Sirius-san. Reese. Thanks to Reese-an, my scar was also practically gone. Royce. He didn't express it properly, but Royce often becomes a subject for her healing magic training. As for why, Royce, who had a lot of wounds due to the mock battles with me, was an obvious target. It was also an opportunity for her to become close with Royce, since she didn't have a good opportunity before. It took her time to call Royce without honorifics, and that was the reason she could do it, needing only several days. Anyhow, there was a wound at this exact spot. Wasn't it the day before your condition started getting bad? Sirius. You are right. Of course, the various magician and doctors, who were called to examine me, also thought that was the cause. However, everyone who checked it said that there was nothing out of the ordinary about my arm. Right now, I am thinking of a different approach, since instead of my arm, I noticed my magical power being disrupted. Liefeld. From my inspection, I haven't found anything wrong with Liefeldheim other than this arm. There is no mistake that the cause of her poor physical condition is the foreign substance. Sirius. Scan, indicated an abnormally high magical power in the foreign substance. Since the foreign substance is emitting different mana compared to Princess Liefeld's, I guess it becomes poisonous and undermines her whole body. The way healing magic works is it overwrites the foreign substance mana and gives her temporary relief. But, since the cause, which is the foreign substance, wasn't removed, its mana leaked again and her condition worsens. She would continue suffering no matter how many times she gets cured. Even though my explanation was thorough, Melt wasn't convinced, since I still look like a child, and voiced his dissent. Please don't be deceived, Heim-sama. I haven't heard anything about a magic that can detect foreign substances in someone's body. He is clearly lying. Melt. It probably can't be helped that he assumes that you are lying, right? Sirius-kun, you have heard Melt's argument, but do you have any evidence supporting your previous claims of a foreign substance? Liefeld. She seems to believe in my magic, but Melt, as an Imperial Guard, is not in a situation to simply believe my explanation. That's why she wants me to show some evidence. If you want me to present evidence, I don't have it, unfortunately. Sirius. Did you hear that, Heim-sama? He may have heard the story from Ferris-sama and he is just making up things accordingly. Melt. Anyway, I have no proof other than taking the foreign substance out and showing it to you. Sirius. Taking it out? What is your plan, Liefeld? By surgical operation, I will make a cut in your arm and take it out. Sirius. There is virtually no concept of a surgical operation in this world. Most injuries and diseases are cured by healing magic, and this is also because it is unthinkable to cut people other than in battle. There are also limitations and exceptions when using such omnipotent healing magic, and her case is such an example. In my opinion, this foreign substance mixed in when the wound was closed during treatment. The common sense in this world is, to treat it with healing magic if you got hurt, and when treating someone with haste the cleanliness of surrounding area is usually ignored. Now, she said that she fell as she was riding her horse, so it is likely that foreign substance such as stone and dirt could have slipped in the wound when she fell on the bare ground. It's alright if the foreign substance is just stone or something, but since the magical power is high, if my guess is right. This commoner finally revealed his real nature. To cut Heim-sama's arm? As an Imperial Guard, I'm going to eliminate whoever brings harm to the princess. Melt. Wait a second. Sirius-kun, there must be a reason for you to say this much, right? Liefeld. Of course. I felt different mana compared to Liefeldheim's from that foreign substance. The probability you will be healed with the passing of time is low, and it will continue to bring harm to you if you leave it unattended. Sirius. Sirius-san, what will happen to Ann-sama in this situation? Reese. Her sickness won't result in death, but she is going to suffer until the end. In fact, I'm really confident about this. Sirius. Well, if I were to speak honestly, my whole body is screaming. Since I couldn't sleep at night due to that, I had to consume some sleeping powder yesterday. Liefeld. Sleeping powder is similar to the sleeping pill of my previous world. Although she was unable to sleep without relying on sleeping powder, she still talked with us while laughing. The princess is really enduring the pain just in order not to make Reese worry. I recommend taking it out immediately. Nevertheless, if you still don't believe me, I will put forth some conditions. Sirius. Let's hear it, Liefeld. If I treat you and find nothing, you can have my head. Sirius. What did you say? Everyone except the siblings held their breath, but I would only treat someone if I am certain. There is not even 1 in a million chances for this to become a situation where I part with my head. If that's the case, you can have my head as well. Emilia. Me too, Royce. Even though I didn't arrange for it beforehand, the siblings came forward. I really appreciate their immediate backing, but those two are still worried about presenting their necks. That's what I think. Me too, Reese. Reese. Even you, Liefeld. Ann-sama, it is not to the same extent as Emilia and Royce, but I trust Sirius-san. He is the person who trained us while being considerate and having confidence in us. Therefore, I also, Reese. Reese, Liefeld. Please. Please believe in Sirius-san. Reese. Reese also came forward announcing her trust in me. She asked Princess Liefeld, almost begging, a pure thought without even the slightest selfishness. Princess Liefeld let out a big sigh at her younger sister's sentiment. Ha, look at this sight, Senia. My younger sister has grown in the time I couldn't see her. I am somewhat lonely, Liefeld. Yes, me too. Still, she has grown up substantially. This is probably the result of meeting these guys. Senia. I just want to help Ann-sama, so such thing like growing up is. Reese. That's not it. I would have given up unwillingly if it was the you from before. I wonder if this is what happens when someone is in love. Liefeld. Love. Why, you're wrong. Sirius-san already has Emilia. Reese. Love is something that needs to be pursued. I will not permit my younger sister to give up before the fight. Liefeld. It is nice that the sisters are getting excited, but there is a guy, who is being left out, glaring at me, so I want to continue with the talk soon. So, how about that, Leifelheim? Can you trust me with this? Serious. To put the lives of 4 people on the line, including my younger sisters, is something that even I can't ignore. My reputation as a leader will be compromised if I refuse this, so I leave it to you. Leifelheim Sama. It's not necessary to do such dangerous action. Didn't the magicians, who examined you, say that there was nothing wrong with your arm? Melt. They did say that, but they didn't say anything about my mana being disrupted if there is nothing in my arm. In the meantime, can you with certainty deny Sirius-kun? Even Reese trusts him, so is her sister, I must also trust him. Leifel. You. In addition to Ferris-sama, Heim-sama also got confused. I'll knock some sense immediately. Melt. The moment when Melt withdrew his sword, Senya slipped behind him and stabbed his neck with a needle. Melt collapsed on the ground, then he was pulled to the end of the room and was left alone. I thought that was depressing, but wasn't the treatment harsh for an Imperial Guard? The needle is coated with sleeping powder. He will most likely not wake up soon. Senya. Nice, Senya. Well then, please take care of me, Sirius-kun. Leifel. That man, will he be okay? Sirius. It's alright, because this is not the first time. The Imperial Guards are excellent, their loyalty is high, but their weakness is they are too strict with outsiders. Leifel. It's pity to be too loyal. Emilia? Ah, I see. I'm happy that I have friend who share same opinion. Leifel. Princess Leifel glanced at the siblings for their understanding. After all, the siblings' loyalty is abnormally high even in the eyes of someone from the royal family. As soon as the noisy one was gone, I could finally proceed with the treatment, since I already got permission from her. Tools like a large bucket and a pincet were prepared on the silver tray normally used to carry meals. Next, I touched Princess Leifel's arm again to confirm the foreign substance, and Senya drew closer to hand over a small handkerchief. Leifel-sama, here's a handkerchief. Senya. Thank you, I should put in my mouth, right? Leifel. And Sama, what is the handkerchief for? Reese. Am I not going to be cut here? It's going to be very painful, so it's scary if I don't protect my teeth for that. Leifel. It's not necessary. From now on, I'm going to erase your sense of pain, so you won't feel any. Serious. What did you say, eh? Leifel. Since I finished the anesthetic procedure using mana while I was explaining, she won't feel anything on her arm for a while. I pricked several times using my finger, and Princess Leifel was surprised because she couldn't feel anything when moving her arm. I wonder what this is. I really can't feel anything when I move my arm. Leifel. Your sense of pain and touch are paralyzed by my mana. With this, you won't feel it even if you get cut. Serious. How far does this magic go? No, now is time for the treatment. Since I have decided, please. Leifel. I said it's better to turn her eyes away or be blindfolded, but she declared that she wanted to see it with her own eyes until the end, since it involves her. I prepared a bucket under her arm while Emilia prepared a tray, and then I went in for the operation. To explain simply, the 3 steps taken are cut, take out and then heal. Nonetheless, speaking about the human body, since blood will spurt out if I cut too much, it will be better if I do it carefully and swiftly. I tied her upper arm with string to restrict the blood flow, and then I cut her arm without hesitation by using a sterilized mithril knife. While the blood got collected into a bucket, I spread the wound and thrust the pincet into the wound. Everyone, who was watching, swallowed their saliva at the sight. And Sama, are you alright? Reese. You look unwell, you know. Nevertheless, although the wound will be sewn, I really don't feel anything. Will it go back to normal? Leifel, TLN. She's talking about having a scar. It's all right, Leifelheim. Serious Sama will never do such a thing. Emilia. You are so confident. Leifel. Yes. I give him my all. Emilia. Aurora, this seems to be tough. Leifel. Even if there was no sense of pain, she was amazing, because she didn't flinch in this situation at all and she was even expressing her opinion. I moved the pincet into the wound as I avoided damaging the blood vessels, and I finally grasped the foreign substance that I perceived through scan. I pulled it out slowly and I ended the procedure by putting it on the tray that Emilia held. Reese, after this, I leave it you. Serious. Understood, Reese. The healing should be done immediately after the foreign substance was removed, but it was fine if I left the treatment to her for later. I erased the tied string, and I, who got smeared with blood, was given a clean towel by Senia and I also wiped the foreign substance completely. The blood was wiped from the small stone just now and it was as big as pinky finger. It became reddish because of the blood, but the real color of the substance was light green. This green stone, as I expected after all. Did such thing enter Leifeland's wound? Reese. Serious Sama, what on earth is this? Emilia. This is a magic stone. It purer compared to the one I bought. Serious. The size is small, but it is a magic stone, with enough mana to make Princess Leifel fall sick. Mana spilled out from this magic stone, and it inflicted pain to Princess Leifel. This is not a situation that always happened where such precious magic stone found when you fall from horse. I can certainly smell plot. Reese treatment was finished while I was thinking how should I explain this. The wound was completely gone when the blood got wiped. And Sama, the treatment is completed but how do you feel? Reese. Well, I feel a bit sluggish but the annoying pain is gone. Leifel. Senia squeezed a towel with hot water to wipe blood and sweat off. Princess Leifel confirmed her condition and nodded in satisfaction. She won't recover stamina immediately, but it is okay, since the foreign substance undermining her condition was gone. You still can't be careless, because you lost a considerable amount of blood, but your physical strength should be restored, if you rest for a few days. Please consume nutritious meals and take enough rest. Serious. I have a lot of things that I want to say, but first let me say thanks. Thank you, Serious Kun. Leifel. You helped too Leifelheim, thank you very much. Serious. It doesn't feel bad to receive gratitudes from the princess of the country and her attendant. When I turned back, Emilia and Royce nodded as if saying naturally, and Reese grasped my hand with a deeply moved expression on her face. Serious San, thank you very much for helping Ansama. I'm really glad that I met you. Reese. Go ahead and push him down. Now is your chance. Leifel. What are you saying, Ansama? I only respect Serious San as Shisho. Reese. If that's the case, why did you say his back was wide or something? Leifel. I think that it is a very reliable back. Hey, what are you trying to make me say? Reese. Aren't you saying that on your own? Leifel. Melt woke up when the room became noisy, so it became even noisier, but there was no concern about Leifel Sama's illness anymore. The problem with the criminal who slipped in the magic stone still remained, but since that was her problem, it's not a problem I must get myself involved in. Well, her intuition is excellent, so she will probably find the criminal immediately. After that, we had tea with everyone and we planned to go back to the Diamond Cottage. Reese wanted to remain, but it would have been suspicious if they wanted to find the criminal. She got on the carriage unwillingly because she was told to return to the school dormitory. She was pouting, since a while ago as if in bad mood, but she calmed down after talking with Emilia and she is laughing now. Aniki, what about today's dinner? Royce. Well, Reese, can we go to Galgan Company by using this carriage? Serious. No problem. Are we going to return to the Diamond Cottage? Reese. If we return to school using a horse carriage of the royal family, there will be an uproar, I think. We will forget about feeling out of place if the Galgan company is having a sale, and then we will return home by walking. Sirius. It might be meaningless since we were picked up by this carriage, but it is an efficient cover-up if we go back by walking. Besides, I also have something to buy from the Galgan company. I want to buy meat later. I made roast beef out of delicious meat the other day. Doesn't Rhys want to eat that? Sirius. That's right. That meat was very delicious, so it is too bad Rhys didn't eat it. Amelia. Wah, is it good? Rhys. Since it is so good, I have no problem to eat it no matter how many times. Royce. Should we make stew? Let's put in lot of vegetables and cook them together. Sirius. Yes, please. Amelia, Royce, Rhys. After that, Zack was surprised when we got off the carriage at the Galgan company. And then, we went back to the Diamond Cottage and had dinner. The meal at her sister's place was delicious, but the meal here was the best since Rhys was so happy when eating it. I think she is more suited to be a commoner than royalty after all. There were various problems, but Princess Lyfel was saved, and our lives returned to normal, not affected by the dark side of royal matters. And that's what I thought, but the talk wasn't over yet. 2 days later, I came to Princess Lyfel's place again. This time, Princess Lyfel called me directly, not through Rhys. Princess Lyfel laughed and smiled, having a meeting with me while I sat on the sofa. By the way, I had to refuse Amelia and Royce coming to the meeting. They were left to unhappily train by themselves in the Diamond Cottage this time. Welcome, Sirius Coon. I'm sorry to call you. Lyfel. No problem, you look well after all. Sirius. Unlike the time when I treated her, she looked really spirited. Her pale face regained reddish tinge, she wore an indoor dress and her hair tied properly. No matter how you look, she is elegant princess. Rhys, I'm sorry, but can you leave here for a bit? It's alright even without making such a face. I'm not going to harm Sirius Coon in any way. Lyfel. Is it true? It's suspicious to call only for Sirius San, you know. Rhys. We are about to have a slightly difficult talk, and I don't want to involve you. Come on, go and have cake together with Senia and Melt. Lyfel. You treat me like I'm a child. Already, I leave since Ansama said so much, but Sirius San, please don't just agree if she says weird things. Rhys. It's alright, Rhys Sama. Come now, I made the cake that I was taught by Amelia previously, please sample it. Senia. It can't be helped then. Rhys. It is splendid to be honest. Hey Melt, you come too. Senia. I got it, Melt. As soon as Rhys, who gulped her saliva, her attendant and the Imperial Guard disappeared, there were only 2 people left in the room, the princess and I. There was something funny with Melt's reaction when I think about it. Although I was about to be left alone with Princess Lyfel in the room, he went together with Rhys without saying anything. His gaze was sharp as ever, but the hostility was completely gone. Although Melt usually looks at us as with hostility, he didn't say anything. Sirius. I'm sorry about what happened with Melt on the other day. But, I don't want you to judge him too harshly. He was anxious the whole time, thinking that my physical condition got worse because of some unknown cause even when various magicians and doctors came to treat me. That's why his speech became harsh, but now that I'm cured, it looks like he can carry out his duty well once again. He wouldn't say anything, but he recognizes what you did for me. Lyfel. Is his loyalty high only because of how faithful he is with his duties? Besides, Melt is at the same age as the princess, and I have a slight feeling that she is not looking at him as only a subordinate. Before he became an Imperial Guard, were they acquaintances, or childhood friends? Is it that kind of feeling? I want to hear about it if I am to become her friend someday. But, doesn't this leave her vulnerable to assassination? EDN. Couldn't help but laugh at this laughing face. No, I don't think he has such intentions. Thanks to my previous life I can't help but think about such morbid matters. Anyhow, I'm probably just getting worried about trivial things. Moving on, Princess Leifel started to look at me with a slightly more serious face. There are several things that I want to tell you. First of all, I know the criminal who planted the magic stone into my wound. Leifel. She talked about the truth behind the incident. She told me that the one that poisoned her with the magic stone was the male magician who treated her when she fell down from the horse. He was the personal magician of Prince Dilaf, who is third in line to succeed the throne. TLN. The name in Ra is Durafu. Any other suggestion? Nevertheless, the magician didn't know the effect when he used the magic stone. As for his respective superior, he handed the stone to the magician and said that it would accelerate the treatment. And since the other party was a princess, he used the stone without hesitation. The princess herself didn't know much about medicine, so she didn't suspect a thing. She was under the impression that the stone was a good thing. And the one that handed him the magic stone was the noble who served under Dilaf. The characteristic of embedded magic stone is it emits precious, valuable mana, so the price of magic stone becomes expensive. If they trace the movement of money to buy the stone, it ended up to that guy. The magician, who gave me the magic stone, was nowhere to be found. When I looked for him, turned out he was disposed by the hand of the noble. I'm afraid that it happened even before my physical condition turned bad. In short, the true criminal is that noble, and it seems he was hoping for Dilaf Nisan to succeed the throne. Leifel. Then, why are you first in the line for succession? Shouldn't your older siblings have more right than you to succeed the throne? Sirius. The succession right is by principle one where a female stands at the top. It is something that isn't perceived well by the public, and as a result it's impossible for a queen to stay at the top of Ely. Scion. Incidentally, since it would be interesting to see the noble tremble when I show him the evidence I sent people to search his house secretly, there were plentiful of evidence found. Leifel. She collected the evidence and reported it to the king. The noble would be arrested not before long. There is no mistake that decision has been made to drive him out of Elysian. She finished the thorough report with a satisfied look on her face, but I was still unusually troubled. To begin with, for what reason would you report this to me? Maybe I didn't want to know it, maybe I didn't want to be concerned with it. Sirius. Thanks to you I grasped the real situation, so you have the right to know. However, that is not the reason for calling you. Leifel. I understood that she shared her secret just to let out steam. And I understood her goal. I let her finish though. She beckoned me and declared. Sirius Kun, the reason I called you is to recruit you. Will you join my cause after you graduate? Leifel. Is she trying recruit me? I saw through the magic stone, with my original magic that couldn't be detected by any other person, and she noticed Reese's ability improved in front of her eyes. Judging by her personality, she thought I would be coming to serve her someday, but she has decided to recruit me even after meeting me only once. Was it because I have great ability or because I have no fear? I can say whatever I want, but won't it be doubted because I'm just a child? Is it be all right to recruit a commoner? Sirius. Your ability is surely superior, and not only compared to that of a child. But I understand when looking at Reese and your two servants, when I look at your figure, I understand that you are gentle and not an evil person. Leifel. I'm only like that with my disciples. I have no mercy for my enemies. Sirius. I want a talented person, such as yourself. Being gentle won't help me protect the things I want to protect, so having power is necessary. For this reason, I want you to join my camp, for you understand that. Leifel. Princess Leifel doesn't see me as a child. She can say it especially because I alone am very capable. I don't dislike her, but I have no intention serving the royal family. I have been wanting to learn various things by traveling around the world, not by staying in the royal palace. This is an unusually privileged talk for a commoner like me, but I intend to go for trip when I graduate. Besides, it's because Amelia and Royce will be there too. Serious. Of course you'll be with Amelia and Royce. If you like, it's fine if you bring Reese too. Liefeld. Please don't pass your younger sister like some kind of freebies. Serious. As for being a commoner, I think it's alright. That girl doesn't seem dissatisfied, so I'm sure she will be happy if she is with Sirius Kun. Liefeld. That is also interesting, but I'm sorry, I have to decline. Serious. Princess Liefeld sighed as if giving up at my obstinate attitude. To bring out the matter about her younger sister is something unexpected, but at least I want to confirm something from her. It's wasteful to let it go despite finding a capable person like you. I'll give up this time, but will you think about it again after you travel around the world? Liefeld. Even I don't know how many years that would take. Serious. It's all good. I will become queen for this country eventually, and I intend to make Elysian grow bigger. If I were to employ you in the long term, it's going to be splendid. Liefeld. Far from giving up, she is conversely burning with fighting spirit. My association with her was short, but she has the disposition to both stand at the top and to flexibly accept good and bad things. According to what she said, it seems Elysian is going to be developed more and more. In my previous life, I had to work behind the scenes numerous times. I was a subordinate of the organization before, so it doesn't feel that unpleasant to be called that by someone else. Depending on what happens in the future, it might be fine to be attached under her. However, that is long ways off in the future. Right now, let's just be on good terms with Reese's older sister. I took out the, for preservation use, wooden box that I held. Since I was in hurry last time, I came empty-handed, but this time, I brought something. Serious. I wonder what is that. I hope it's something wonderful. Liefeld. After 2 days your stomach is already recovering, so I baked a cake. Serious. There was an entire shortcake, that was more or less sweet, in the box that had been drawn with cooling magic formation that I learned in school. Since Reese brought it several times in the past, this was not Princess Liefeld's first time to eat it, but her eyes glittered as soon as she confirmed the appearance of the cake. I've been dreaming, to see a cake as big as this. Liefeld. Let's slice it for Senia and melt. You have said that you like shortcake, but how about cheesecake? Serious. Cheesecake? I haven't eaten that yet. Liefeld. Reese should have brought it back once or twice, but could it be that she ate it on the way back home? Serious. Her gluttony is unmatched sometimes. It is most likely that her favorite cake is the cheesecake. Strange mana began overflowing from Princess Liefeld just from knowing about it. Right, it seems necessary to talk with that child. Liefeld. Grudges over food are scary. And even more so in regards to women and sweet food apparently. I don't intend to follow up since that was Reese's mistake. While advancing towards the fall of Reese, someone suddenly came in. Liefeld-sama. There's trouble, Senia. While I was cutting the cake, Senia barged in. I don't think it's good idea for a servant not to knock and enter her master's private room without permission unless it is an urgent business. The evidence was I didn't see Senia's face with the speed she entered. The expression of being charmed looking at the cake until just now was gone, and Princess Liefeld changed to a serious expression, while reprimanding Senia. Senia, it's rude not to knock. No, is it something serious? Liefeld. I'm sorry. The truth is, Senia. Senia put her mouth closed to Princess Liefeld's ear after apologizing and conveyed the contents. As they treated me like an outsider, I resumed cutting the cake, but I strengthened my hearing ability unconsciously and strained my ears. After I heard certain something, I instantly invoked, search. What did you say? Liefel. It's the truth. It is certain that he is a messenger with the king's symbol. Senia. Princess Liefel was also surprised enough to yell, but there was no mistake with what I heard after I checked the result of my search. Princess Liefel was thinking with unpleasant face. While knowing this, she softened her expression when she became aware of me again. I'm sorry, Sirius Kun. Although you just came, is it alright if we end it here because something urgent came up? Liefel. Is it because Rhys got kidnapped? Sirius. There was already no more reaction from her in this mansion. Princess Liefel was shocked at my retort and then, she immediately became serious and looked at me. This is a talk related to the royal family. It's not nice of you to eavesdrop. Liefel. I understood about her being kidnapped, but was the one who kidnapped her Yoroni-san or the king? Sirius. The word, king, that I uttered as the one who kidnapped her was because when I follow her response through search, it is moving towards the castle. Princess Liefel didn't say anything. It seems that I was not mistaken that this is related to the royal family. You can no longer going back if you dig deeper, you know? Despite being the first in line to succeed the throne, there is a limit to how far I can protect someone. Liefel. It doesn't matter. I have the right to know, since she is my disciple. Sirius. Would that probably be related to your word as a commoner after all? Are you going to antagonize the royal family? Liefel. If necessary, yes. Unless it is in line with Rhys's feelings, I intend to move and to make enemies with anyone. Sirius. Is that, because you love that child? Liefel. Maybe it's a bit different. As a Shisho and as a man, I want to protect anyone that I think important to me. If I can't do that, I will think myself as garbage. Sirius. Thanks to the experiences from my previous life, I gained so much strength by training efficiently ever since I got here. Therefore, because I believe in upholding such ideals, I intend to accomplish whatever things I have decided. It is slightly unfair way of speaking, but Princess Liefel's expression crumbled, and she smiled wryly. I wanted to say that it is love. But, it is enough that I understand that Rhys is important to you. Liefel. Same goes to Haim-sama, right? Sirius. Of course. I was in a family with only men and finally a younger sister appeared, you know? On top of that, she is cute and honest, so I thought of putting her close to me by making her as my personal physician, when I become a queen. Well, that was the story before meeting you. Liefel. This princess of the country put her tongue out while joking a little. This person's true nature appears when it comes to Rhys. Therefore Sirius Kun, although I may not able to assist you, I can only explain the situation. Liefel. Thank you very much. Please tell me even a little. Sirius. Liefel-sama, would that be alright? Senia. No problem. This guy is not going to back down even if I keep quiet and don't say anything, and if I was in the same position, I might have grabbed some collars to get information. Liefel. I agree. I would also probably fight for Rhys-sama. Senia. Right? Well then Sirius Kun, the one who kidnapped Rhys this time is Myoto-sama, the Elysian king, Cardius. If I say honestly, I wonder is it alright to say that she was summoned by royal command since the royal seal was presented. Liefel. Her life doesn't seems to be in danger, if it's the king, but why was Rhys kidnapped? And, what does she want us to do? Senia. What does she want, huh? For me, that's the most important part. I don't intend to intervene if from the bottom of her heart, she wants it and it is for her own happiness, but judging from Princess Liefel's expression, that is improbable. It's impossible to know what she wants. After all, the reason she was taken away. Liefel. She probably doesn't want to say much. While Princess Leifel was at her wit's end, she paused for a bit and after making her mind, she continued. Is to marry a nobles. Serious. What is marriage, Aniki? Royce. I returned to the Diamond Cottage after hearing the details and told the siblings about Rhys's situation. Those two were surprised when they heard about the talk of marriage, but Royce got so angry that he started slamming the desk because he couldn't hold it. Amelia's expression was serious too, but she calmed Royce down. Please calm down, Royce. Serious Sama hasn't finished talking. Amelia. Ooh, I'm sorry Aniki. Royce. I don't mind, because I also understand how you are feeling. From what I heard, she was called by the king, because she is going to get married to a noble. It seems she is in the castle right now. That means under house arrest. Serious. When I last checked, she was in a room at the upper floor of the castle. There can't be a prison in such a place and I think it's alright since her safety is secured. As I tried to investigate Rhys's location one more time, Amelia raised her hand and asked question. Serious Sama, why is Rhys forced into a marriage? Even if it is the royal family, I think she is too young for marriage. Amelia. Though they called it a marriage, it is more accurate to say it is a premarital ceremony. It is mutual agreement between fiancé or future prospect. The age doesn't matter since it is like holding a ceremony to gather relatives. Serious. I consider premarital ceremony as almost similar to marriage ceremony because it is considerably official. If it is performed, the marriage is decided and the surroundings will acknowledge it. Comparing it to my previous life, it's like sealing a marriage registration. So, there will be a marriage ceremony once again when you grow big, right? Although this was the common sense in my previous life, I still think this is a difficult talk. And it seems the reason Rhys was chosen was to be Princess Leifel's replacement. Serious. The partner is a prominent noble in Elysian and the king also recognizes their excellence. I assume that the pledge originated from the royal family in order to further strengthen the union between both sides. Originally, Princess Leifel seemed to be the partner for that ceremony, but the arrangement didn't proceed, because she got sick. However, the fact she got sick was concealed and Rhys was brought to replace her by the decree of the king. Although she got persuaded until that extent, it is still a matter of Rhys bearing the full brunt. And, Princess Leifel is ready to go out while blurring with anger. Now is about the time for her to embark to the castle and to inquire the king. Since I'm absolutely going to prevent this, please wait for Rhys's return, Sirius Kun. Leifel, TLN. This was the talk during meeting with Princess Leifel. She said various things, but it seems she doesn't want to get me involved, because this is a problem related to the royal family. Since she wanted to find out Rhys's true intentions, she asked me to endure and wait, so I backed down because she even lowered her head. When I was more or less finished explaining, the siblings made a face showing that they couldn't understand it, but they untied their clenched fists and somewhat calmed down. I think it will be alright if Leifel Sama says it personally but... Serious. ... What if it doesn't stop, Aniki? Royce. I also worry about the same thing as the siblings. In my opinion, this ceremony is suspicious in many ways. The ceremony will be the urgent talk at tomorrow's evening and the matter about Rhys being illegitimate child will be concealed until the ceremony. Since it feels like something big is planned, I think the probability of the princess stopping the ceremony is low. But, furthermore, this is about Rhys. She was directly called by the king and it looks like she is going to be the substitute for her sister. She has no choice but to accept the king's order, since she was told that her elder sister will act as her replacement if she refused it. Preparation is necessary. Serious. I'm not going to save Rhys, I just want to know her real intentions. Because I'm ready tonight, I'm going to infiltrate the castle and ask her even though it's difficult. In the first place, she become obstinate before the appointed day and there is enough probability that she is hiding her true intention. Therefore, to perform this infiltration when her mind is really fragile is suboptimal, but there is no other way. If she refused the ceremony, at that time, Aniki, well then, Royce. As expected of Sirius Sama. Emilia. I will infiltrate when the ceremony is performed. Tentatively, I will ask you. Are you ready to pick a fight with royalty? Sirius. I will do it no matter how many times. Even if the opponent is the king, it is because I am Rhys's companion. Emilia. Rhys-Anne is the best when she is next to Aniki. Royce. These are some really powerful expressions. I nod in satisfaction and head outside when the veil of darkness has descended. My destination is the Galgan Company. It won't be good if I don't prepare various things for tomorrow. Should I act violently tomorrow? Sirius. While en route to the destination, I remember the siblings nodded with big smiles when I said these words.